that all of There's a lot of seniors in this group. Here comes the ones with the hats.
Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for joining this class together as we celebrate this exciting time in our lives. Thank you for your guidance and protection during our time at Battleground Academy, as we know this journey would not be possible without your leadership down your lighted path. Thank you for our teachers, families, and friends joined here today. Please bless this day and all the coming days as we part and begin our new journeys. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. I think we got everybody in here. This is quite a crowd. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon. Welcome to Battleground Academy's 129th commencement exercises. First of all, welcome to the families and guests, to the graduates. We're so glad you could join us. It's wonderful to see so many people here. I'd like to recognize two groups before we start. The first group that I would like to publicly recognize is our Board of Trustees. They sit at the highest levels of service to this institution. They volunteer their time, their talent, their resources, all as an endeavor to make this school better. They challenge me and the administration here at school to seek ways to get better each year, but also over the next 130 years. If you show me a great board, I'll show you a great school, and we are very fortunate to have such a board. In addition, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the leadership of our chairman, Tyler Berry. He's been instrumental in our success, and his friendship, advice, and support have meant the world to me personally. Thank you, Tyler. Would all of the trustees please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you. The other group I'd like to recognize is our faculty. Parents, we worry about the well-being and success of our children. We are anxious and hopeful, encouraged and despondent all at the same time. Now imagine you had to do that for dozens of kids every single year. How will I get the most out of these students? How will I help them overcome obstacles that are totally out of their control, totally out of my control? How will I ensure lasting success, give them endurance and grit? Have I done enough in my time with them? These are the questions that teachers consider all the time, and in order to answer them, they spend countless hours preparing, grading, meeting, and yes, teaching. Please take a moment to help me recognize their efforts. But our faculty and staff, please stand to be recognized at this time. Thank you. This is going to pass over before the flagpole ceremony. Nobody will. So the class of 2018, I have to admit I got it completely wrong. For the last 2 years, I had watched the class of 2017 and thought, well, that's a really strong class. They're going to be tough to live up to. It'll be hard to live up to that legacy. And I'll admit that you guys as juniors seemed a bit more reserved, and I took it maybe as a lack of interest in leadership, or maybe even not the same passion. And like I said, I could not have been more wrong. You have embraced BGA in remarkable ways. But I don't want to talk about your many individual accolades. I could sit up here and talk about the fact that you have the LeBron James of Quiz Bowl, leading his team to back-to-back state titles, winning a national individual title. I could mention the fact that you've got a state championship wrestler, one of only 2 presidential scholars in the state. I could tell everybody how you earned $150,000 per student merit-based aid dollars, completed over 4,000 community service hours this year alone, and took 691 AP and honors classes during your time here. But rattling off your statistical achievements, and there are many, many others that I could share, does not tell the story of this class. Instead, I want to talk about 4 moments that happened this year that stick out to me and tell me about the character of this class. Your class began the tradition of singing the alma mater after home football games. If you were there at the first night, actually strike that, the first night we really didn't have our act together and it was a little awkward and we were offbeat just a bit. But if you were there the second time we did it, and every time after that, you could not help but be moved when you saw these students singing the alma mater together. It was amazing enthusiasm for the school and for the people that make it up and their friends. That moment told me that you appreciate what you've been given. I think about the fact that your class, in large part thanks to the leadership of Tanner Welch, decided that the lifers should go back and spend a day at kindergarten and work with the teachers and the students there, creating a lasting memory for them, but also for you all. You weren't looking for a skip day or to do something less, but to appreciate the school in which you've attended and to serve it. That moment told me that you are willing and want to give back to your community. During the spring, we had the challenge, like every school across the country, of how to manage the nationwide student walkout. And while logistically you handled that situation respectfully and within the parameters set for you, that was by far not the most positive piece. Grace Jewell shared with me some of the conversations you had as a class via social media. And I can tell you as a headmaster that when somebody says that a large group of seniors are discussing a controversial topic on social media, your first response is not, oh, good. But the way you were able to respectfully disagree, the way you were able to respond to one another and respond to the situation in radically different ways was a model of positive civil discourse that we hope to instill here and that our world is so desperate for right now. That moment showed me that you have the confidence and the ability to speak your mind without losing your empathy for other people. And number 4, of course, there was the tug. It was an epic 3-minute struggle. It'll be 30 minutes by the time you come back for your 25th reunion. I think it was closer to 2, but we're calling it 3. And that might be the best metaphor for this class. A well-balanced, hard-working, determined group of young people who were all pulling for each other. That moment showed me that you were willing to work hard to compete with each other for success. So that's how I'll remember you as a class. A class appreciates what it's had, that wants to give back to others, one that has confidence and empathy in equal measure, and one that will continue to work hard to accomplish collective goals. If you continue to do that, you will continue to see the incredible results you've already begun to achieve. This spring, I attended the class of 53 reunion. It was their 65th reunion. It was a remarkable collection. And I listened to their stories about their time at the academy. And this is what I heard. I was so well prepared for college and life after college because BGA taught me to think and do for myself. My teachers made sure that I learned what I needed. We had great relationships with them. They pushed me to get better. After I left BGA, my friendships remained with me for a lifetime. And the connections that I made through my time at BGA helped open doors for me personally and professionally throughout my entire life. The same things could be said about the class of 65, 85, and of course you all. You are prepared. You have a community of support. You will do amazing things if you choose to do so. Remember to appreciate what you've been given. Always look to give back. Cultivate intellect and empathy, and be willing to work as hard as you can together. I hope today as you leave here, you will leave knowing that you carry with you a vast store of love from your friends, family, and faculty to help you along your way. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2018.
The William H. Smith 71 Salutatory Medal. This award was established in 1998 in memory of William H. Smith, class of 1971, by his classmates, friends, and family. This award is given to a student who represents the high personal standards and focus on personal achievement as exemplified by Bill Smith. The salutatorian of the class of 2018 is Emma McCaleb.
Friends, families, and guests, welcome to the commencement exercises of the class of 2018. 20 of us here today have the privilege to call ourselves lifers of the Academy, meaning that for about 72.22% of our lives, we've been extremely confused. Are our school colors actually blue and gold as we claim, or are they blue in a more lackluster mustardy yellow? It's graduation day. Could someone, anyone, just answer that question for us finally? It's been 13 years, and we could finally use some closure. Nonetheless, being a lifer has afforded us many transformative opportunities, including sadly missing calculus to visit with kindergartners for an entire day, and most importantly, to constantly annoy Katie Byer about how she missed wearing this green cord today by just a year. But you certainly don't need to be a lifer, or even an almost lifer, to experience everything that BGA has to offer, and to be enriched by the experience of being a student here. While wearing the same uniform every single day, except the fashionable red polo, may it rest in peace, and being a member of a relatively small high school class, have allowed us to build sturdy relationships with numerous faculty members and fellow students. The so-called BGA way hasn't been always full of sunshine and roses. All of us have lived in constant apprehension of the Wi-Fi failing for the 1000th time, pulled exasperating all-nighters, and we've all dreaded the Darwinian process that is surviving the lunch line on hot chicken and mac and cheese day. But the largest of these challenges is what I call the BGA paradox. In a small community like ours, there's a single truth that we all recognize. On the one hand, we know everything there is to know about each other. On the other hand, we know everything there is to know about each other. There are just some memories here that no one can live down. Even if this is your first year at BGA, I can nearly guarantee that you have heard the infamous story of Robbie Kirkpatrick in Miss Arnold's 4th grade class, in which he received a conduct card casually for yawning. If demerits were given for such a frivolous crime today, all of us would be spending every Saturday here at the Academy. Let's face it, high school can be extremely tiring sometimes. Growing up with your classmates also ensures that no one has forgotten those horribly awkward middle school years. We may no longer be weighted down, both figuratively and literally, by our braces and glasses, but nonetheless, that is an image of ourselves that will be forever embedded in our collective memory, no matter how much time passes. For classmates who fortuitously missed the middle school years, in a way, you're blessed. All of these challenges, however, pale in comparison to the benefits of growing up in such an intimate setting. Whether you've been at BGA for 3 years, 4 years, or just 1 year. Of the 3.6 million seniors who are graduating this year, only a few can simply say they know the name of every person in their class and members of other classes as well. Only a few have gathered for a class-wide cookout to celebrate the start of senior year. Only a few have the privilege of feeling comfortable enough to talk to their teachers about the ups and downs of life. Only a few invite those same teachers to their graduation parties and genuinely want them to come. And most importantly, only a few can consider every member of their class as a part of their greater family. Class of 2018, thank you for being a part of mine. After today, our lives here at BGA will just be a memory. We will no longer put on our polos or our Wednesday Oxfords and park in the same parking spot every morning. We'll no longer have to remember whether it's a blue or gold club day, and this is just a reminder. We will no longer wait in eager anticipation for Mr. Millard's daily announcements. Most strikingly, however, we will no longer be a daily part of a small community that knows us inside and out. In just a few months, all of us will transition from being members of a class of about 100 kids to being members of a class of anywhere from 500 to 5,000 people. We will no longer be the big fish in the little pond, but conversely, one of many minnows, swimming in what sometimes can feel like an ocean. Class of 2018, let us not cower in the face of new, daunting environments and challenges. Rather, let us embrace such change, carrying the lessons and memories of BGA to our new homes. Our years at BGA have equipped us with the tools to face this world head-on, not as the minnows that people expect us to be, but as strong, confident women and men. Let us continue to be the change. Let us continue to reshape this crazy world for the better. Let us continue to make our mark. Thank you, happy birthday, Tank, and congratulations to the amazing class of 2018.
stay your hand, the journey may be long. And when we part and sorrow can't be swayed, remember when and let your heart be stayed. Mea sol tempera, absens in remota, anabe fideliter, idem meam nocto. And singing and bring no more. For the strength of hope I am find refuge from the shore. Let courage be your oar, let passion be your sail. Wisdom and truth will guide your deep heart's journey through all travail. Oh, stay your soul and meet my heart in song. Oh, stay your hand, the journey may be long. And when we part and sorrow can be swayed, remember when and let your heart be stayed. Mea sol tempera, absens in remota, amabe fideliter, idem meam nocta. Stay our soul and keep my hand in song. Oh, stay your hand, the journey may be long. And when we part and sorrow can be swayed, remember when, and let your heart be stayed. Be stayed.
The Edward Tyndall Stahl Cup Class of 47 Valedictory Medal. This award began in 1965 as given by the family of Edward Tyndall Stahl Cup in his memory. Mr. Stahl Cup was a 1947 graduate, and his brother was a 1948 graduate of BGA. Mr. Stahl Cup grew up in Franklin, and his family raised American saddlebred horses. This award is presented to the valedictorian of the senior class. This year's recipient is Cameron Clark.
Friends, family, and faculty, I am honored to speak today on behalf of the class of 2018. Today marks the end of a long road of countless collective hours of pursuing passions and perfecting papers, projects, and performances. I'm proud to belong to a class of award-winning artists, actors, and athletes, and nationally ranked speakers and quiz bowl players. How many of us could have known, as freshmen, where our high school paths would lead us, or what we would accomplish in these 4 years? I pose this question because it was not too long ago that colleges were asking us which major we wished to pursue for the next 4 years, our plans for beyond college, and seemingly our vision for the rest of our lives. Over the course of my BGA and Quiz Bowl career, I've had to answer a lot of questions, but I admit that those are questions that were not so easily answered. I would imagine that I wasn't the only senior feeling that sense of uncertainty. For those who have already found their purpose, I congratulate you and urge you to pursue it with every fiber of your being. But if you're evaluating your original choice or still searching for that next step, know that you are not alone. Though facing the unknown can be scary for both ourselves and our parents, the reality is that we do not need to have all of the answers. And in many ways, the comfort in knowing that it's okay not to have all of the answers is exactly what BGA has instilled in us. We have been encouraged throughout our careers here not to be just athletes or artists or speakers or scholars, but to be many of these things, maybe even all of these things. Along the way, we've had teachers and coaches to guide us, and friends and family to cheer us on. And as a result, here are today multifaceted graduates who have launched clubs, created their own courses of study, and written to state representatives about issues that matter. We should be proud of our accomplishments, and we should never lose sight of what drives us to fulfill our goals and achieve our dreams. From the first day of high school, life may have often felt like a march towards senior year, and this graduation season has certainly been a sprint. It is fitting, however, that the word commencement means beginning, because today is not the end. In one sense, it is not the end because we'll always carry with us the friendships we have forged, the words of wisdom from teachers and mentors, mementos from the first and last of senior year, and the moments together when we knew a new memory was in the making. But in another sense, today is not the end because it marks the beginning of everything that is yet to come. Whether we have found our destination or are still searching, we must have the courage to take that next step, to live lives worth examining. And of course, we must not be afraid of refilling our finish lines changing. After all, what BGA has taught the members of the class of 2018 is that the value of an independent education is not about prescribing or enforcing a set path. It is not about absolutes. Rather, it prepares us to deal with ambiguity and to question what we are told about the world. Classmates, we must not fear uncertainty, but embrace it, because it means there lies something for us to discover about the world beyond or ourselves within. Only through that discovery will the path we choose truly be ours. Thank you, and please join me in congratulating the class of 2018.
Younger, as I have been known at the Academy for the past 4 years, William, along with a lot of my international classmates from the class of 2018, BGA has served as a hub of our numerous endeavors and activities here in the States. And as a token of gratitude for all the things that we have accomplished here and the relationships that we have forged with so many wonderful people in the United States, we would like to present a little gift for the school. And right now I'm going to do a little bit of introduction about the gift itself. The gift is a caricature from a traditional Chinese tradition known as shadow puppetry. So there would be a screen that was semi-transparent in front of a crowd, and characters like these will be connected to a metal spring and then used to project enact little stories and lores and legends in front of millions of people. And just it has entertained millions of Chinese people in the past. So it's kind of like Kermit the Frog for Chinese people. That was my best joke. I only had one. And essentially, since BGA has been nothing but the quintessential part at forging characters for so many different students, including the international students here at the Academy, and just as the character itself is the quintessence of Chinese culture, we would like to present this little framed artwork to Mr. Kessler to show our token as a token of gratitude.
Golden Apple Award for Excellence in Teaching. This award has been made possible by a contribution from a family whose 3 children are graduates of BGA. The award goes each year to a classroom teacher in any subject area who is judged by the administration, faculty, student body, and parents to be an outstanding teacher. In addition to a cash award, the recipient's name is placed on a plaque located in Armistead Hall. This year's recipient is Mr. Dawson Gray.
Are blessed with a wonderful senior class. I want to congratulate them as well. Many accolades, obviously a lot of achievement, more to come, no doubt. I also want to thank the parents, grandparents, donors who have made this all possible. Your investment allows all of us to do what we love to do, which is serve and develop young people into all they can be. Your investment is worth it. Trust me, I've experienced it both as a graduate and as a parent. I'd also be remiss if I didn't express our gratitude one more time to this fantastic faculty, staff, and group of administrators that are the backbone of our community. Let's give them a round of applause. So we've been at this a while now, 129 years, and there's some timeless components to that, some threads that weave the experience together from the beginning to now and through the generations. One of those threads also happens to be our vision for the school, which is we believe in the transformative power of independent education. So we believe that when you get the right students together with a fantastic group of faculty, and surround them with peers and mentors, and a community of love and support and accountability, that something magical happens. We know this, we've experienced it ourselves, we've seen it through the generations, we've heard it from countless number of people that come back and talk to us every year about what BGA has meant to them. So the methods may have changed over the years. I grew up hearing about marble contests with George I. Briggs and declamation contests. Now we talk about our iPad program, we talk about entrepreneurial leadership, but the result is the same. A well-prepared student who's ready for the challenges and the opportunities of the road ahead. That's the timeless quality of what we do. The Board of Trustees is committed to investing in people and programs to always make sure that BGA is on the cutting edge of growth as it relates to developing young people. And it's this collective, this vision, the community, and that commitment, which makes this whole experience so valuable to all of us. It's priceless. And it's what makes these diplomas such an incredible asset to these young people. Let's hand them out.
Sammy Y.L. Abdulor. Emma Grace Eminetti. Joseph Chandler Alexander. Madison Naomi Ambrose. Catherine Ann Byer. John Tillman Baldwin. Lucy Kyler Barnes. Elizabeth Ridley Hartwell Blackstone. Brooke Tabor Borders. Catherine Nicole Brickle. Mackenzie Taylor Brown. Lindsay Ann Burchell. Jack Shelby Carnes. Michael Jones Carone. George Sloan Carey. Harris McLean Cavan. Kohung Andy Chang. Cameron Michael Clark. Henry Dunford Dombach. Stephen Maxwell Dombach. Elizabeth Rose Egan. Lucy Alexander Evans. Chapman Davis Finn. Skylar Jane Fox. Clayton Alexander Franklin. Samuel Nathan Fulcher. John Thomas Garrison. Mary Cadence Gatter. Stephen Tyler Giorno. Cameron Pruitt Gracie. Max William Griffin. Mackenzie Marie Grumbles. Austin Lynn Hardiman. Abigail Mills Hawkins. Tomas Kellel Hawkins. Eleanor Francis Hildebrand. Claire Elizabeth Hines. Songjin Andrew Fu. Robert Cullen Huff. Brandon Alexander Jackson. William Thomas Jenkins. Grace Charles Jewell. John Barry Jewell V. Natalie K. Jones. Claire Frances Kennedy. Anna Margaret Kerr. Adeline Bryce Kinney. Robert Anthony Kirkpatrick. Madison Reagan Knight. Nathan Anderson Cruz. Jack Dale Lewis. Matthew Courtney Ligon. Andrew Edward Martin. Emma Caroline McCaleb. Anna Miller McCluskey. Margaret Elizabeth McConnell. Trey Devin McCoy. Michael Anthony Medeiros. James Connor Lorraine Mitchell. Holland Elizabeth Mooney. Catherine Grace Murphy. Olivia Grace Nesbitt. Emily Catherine O'Connell. Jinkai Adam Pan. Ikshin Charles Pan. Jacob Christian Park. Ashton Tiana Patton. Tanner Houston Perry. Lila Peyton Papel. Brody Oliver Reese. Grady Duncan Roddy. Zach Davis Rollison. Lindsay Joy Souter. Anne Kathleen Shear. Tyler Kent Sills. Emma Parham Smith. Benjamin Devlin Sullivan. Kathleen Aaron Sullivan. Caitlin Ann Summerall. Paul Constantine Tashi. Shilong Frank Tian. Winifred Rose Van Landingham. Manchu Mandy Wang. James Tanner Welch. Clara Logan Wempy. Kendall Mackenzie White. Anna Camille Witt. Cannon Micah Worth. Emma Barrett Wiley. Xinjiang William Xia. Lindsay Montgomery Young. Cincy Chang. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2018.
Good evening. I am Dina Hood, class of 1989, and this year I've had the true honor and privilege of being president of the Battleground Academy Alumni Association. I'm here tonight to officially welcome you as a member of the BGA Alumni Association. I know you have heard numerous of times that BGA is like a big family. In preparation for tonight, I've given considerable thought as to what does it mean to be a part of this family. I researched the words and thoughts of greater minds than mine to help me articulate just the significance of being a member of this community. George Burns, who was a legendary comedian long before your time, defined happiness as having a large, loving, caring, close-knit family in another city. I thought I could do better than that. Then I remembered the words of Maya Angelou, who said that life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. How many moments have you already had with your BGA family? Over 3,200 BGA alumni shared this moment with you. We have watched your class. We've seen you work hard to excel in academics, art, and sports. We also have heard that you've played hard too. You've made the grades, you've been offered impressive scholarships, you've won championships, you've served your community, and most importantly, you've prepared. During your time at BGA, you've experienced moments of spectacular successes, victories, love, friendship, losses, and even sadness. However, you've only just begun. We are not finished watching you or helping you. The importance of being part of the BGA family is not merely in that we share a diploma. It's in the knowledge of how much work it took just to matriculate, in the history of those who came before you, in our traditions, in the quality passion of the teachers and the dedication of its administrators. It's in the relationships with one another that we've experienced these shared moments. So as you go forward, your relationships with other BGA alumni will multiply, and your family will expand to include members of other classes like long, long ago of 1989. I am here to tell you that if you need help to network, set up interviews, solicit clients, or otherwise succeed, you have the ability to call upon any BGA alumni, and he or she will help you or put you in touch with anyone who can. This family supports its own, but being part of the BGA family is so much more than a network opportunity. We will share in your moments. We will not only attend your weddings, for some of you will be in your weddings. We'll not only watch your children grow, we will cheer for them. And we'll not only be there in times of great loss and sadness, but we'll hold your hand. So let me take this moment to officially welcome each of you to the Battleground Academy Alumni Association. You're now part of an exclusive group, and the benefits are yours for the taking. This is your moment. I hope it's taken your breath away. Congratulations to the class of 2018. To invite you to join us at the flagpole for the lowering of the flag and benediction immediately following the recession of the graduates and faculty. Please remain in your seats until all of the graduating class